Hi everyone, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. I am Huss, and I am joined by Jordan, and this is the transfer tips video for Game Week 3, and this is the buy, sell, hold, and ignore series where we discuss the players that you should be bringing in and the ones that you should be look to taking out the team. So we'll get started. We do have a few players that we've got to talk about today, but yeah, before we do get started, how are you doing, Jordan?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. We're already finished game week 2 officially today now.
Yep.
So we move on to game week 3, obviously. So things are moving really quickly in terms of FPL. But yeah, everything's all good here on this end.
Nice to hear. Nice to hear. And yeah, guys, this is the transfer tips video. So do smash a like while you come in, and we will get started. So let's bring up the first player that we recommend that should be on your buy list for this week, and that is Martinelli of Arsenal. Now we've got Martinelli on this list because, as you guys know, he's currently 6.2 million. He's due to rise again, isn't he, tonight, Jordan?
Yeah, he's going to rise tonight again in price. I think earlier on, if you do follow our Twitter, I did tweet out that my transfer plans will have to be made early because of the price rise for Martinelli tonight. So if you're getting Martinelli in, you might want to consider if you do the price
If you want to bring him
rise.
in.
Yeah, if you want to bring him in before he rises in price, obviously, to save yourself money.
Okay. Yeah, that is true. Let's quickly discuss Martinelli now. He's got 2 appearances, obviously, and in those 2 games, he has scored 2 goals. I bought him in from game week 1. He's done very well so far. He's actually outscored Saka, and he is 2 million cheaper. So he's paid off for me big time at the moment. His numbers look quite good in terms of the underlying numbers. His XG at 0.33 goals per 90, and his expected assists at also 0.17. And you look at his fixtures, he's got Bournemouth in game week 3, then he has Fulham, then he has Aston Villa. I'm not sure if that Man United game is a red fixture for Arsenal, and then they've got Everton in game week 7. So fixtures look very, very good for Arsenal, and Martinelli, he's what, nearly 2 million cheaper than Saka. If you wanted an Arsenal player, I think if most people have Jesus, maybe he's the one you could go to. Obviously, Jordan, he did tweet out that he's getting Martinelli into his own team. I already have Martinelli, and I do like the way he's played so far this season, and I think he's a very good transfer to bring in. His ownership is just over 35% at the moment, so he's getting a bit template at the moment, but he's playing well, and hopefully a lot more points to come from Martinelli. And yeah, 6.2 million. I did say at the start of the season that he probably is the best 6 million midfielder in the game, and he looks like it's paid off so far. So good. What's your thoughts quickly on Martinelli, Jordan, and why did you bring him in? What appeals to you about Martinelli?
It's just the fact that, well, to start off with, he is nailed to play, it seems like now, for Arteta. We were unsure before the season started whether Martinelli was going to be a starter for Arsenal with all the new signings that they've made. We were a bit unsure whether Martinelli was going to get minutes on the pitch, but it turns out he looks like he's in the starting 11, and it was a good sign, especially for the owners that brought him in game week 1 and have kept him all this time. It has, like I said, has paid off with the 2 goals, and he has yet to get a lot more returns from the next few fixtures Arsenal have, because obviously they're all pretty much green apart from Man United, which is a controversial red. But you can see their next fixtures are against 2 newly promoted teams, Bournemouth and Fulham. You can assume that Martinelli is going to get something from both of those games for sure. And even the next 3 fixtures after that in game week 5, 6, and 7. So he could be on a long streak of returns in these next 5 fixtures for Martinelli. And I do think now is probably, if you didn't buy him initially from game week 1, this is probably the time now to buy Martinelli before it's probably too late, as his ownership is rising, his price is rising, and you don't want to miss out on the opportunities that Martinelli is going to give from these upcoming matches as well, because you might miss out on the points, which he's already gained already from previous matches that he's played. So I would say, yeah, definitely Martinelli to buy ASAP. If not today, then before the deadline for Game Week 3.
Yeah, I agree. He's looking very good, and he's definitely one that we do recommend to you guys for a transfer in this week. Let's quickly read out some comments. We've got Nanjay. He says, "What's up, guys?" Brian also in the chats. Hi, lads. Hi to you guys. I hope you're enjoying the content. And don't forget, guys, to please drop a like and also subscribe if you are new to the channel. So yeah, let's move on. So Martinelli was the first buy for us for this video, and the second player we recommend you buy is Tony of Brentford. Now, he's played 2 games, he's got the goal, and he's got 2 assists. His underlying numbers in terms of goals aren't amazing. So he's 0.1 for expected goals per 90, and his expected assists it looks really good. At 0.66, quite high. So Tony, let's speak about him. His ownership is still under 10%, so he is a differential in my eyes. He has had a price rise, so he's now 7.1 million. But if you look at Brentford's fixtures, Fulham, Everton, Palace, Leeds, Southampton, that's as good as it gets for someone like Brentford. They have started off the season really well. Obviously, they're coming off the back of that 4-0 thumping of Man United last weekend, or the week that just went. And I really like Tony. I think he's someone that, if I had Darwin Núñez, for example, which obviously I don't, I would potentially be looking to downgrade him, maybe to someone like Tony. Fixtures look good. He's under 10% owned, so he gives you a bit of a differential to kind of break the template, as we don't really, the people that have Game Week 1 squads, most of those don't have Tony in their team. So if you're on a wild card, or I don't know, you have a couple of spare transfers to change around up top, he is a good option, and he's definitely one I'm looking at. It's just maybe not for this week, but I don't think he's a bad move to have. Obviously, we do recommend you look at Brentford, especially with their fixture run. What do you make of Tony, Jordan, and Brentford in general, especially if you look at the next 5 games?
Well, if we look at their previous match against Man United, we could see that Brentford were in total control over that game. I mean, it is a bit of a, let's say, controversial, because of obviously with Man United's problems and issues that they're having and continue to have. You would say Brentford, that was too easy for them, and it looked like Brentford were going to be like that for most teams in the Premier League, but I'll say that's not the case. They're obviously going to face challenging teams in the Premier League. Just Man United aren't at that level currently. Despite them winning 4-0, I'm a bit surprised that Tony's ownership isn't really risen that much. It has risen a little bit, but not as much as I thought it would. So buying Tony is probably a good thing to do, I'll say now, because obviously you saw the fixtures for Brentford, they're all green fixtures for them. And for Tony at 7.1, I mean, he's risen in price already, but you could still get it for cheap. 7.1 is not too bad for a forward. And he potentially is looking like he'll equalise on his 1 goal and 2 assists for sure in those next 5 upcoming fixtures, especially with the Fulham game. That's going to be a really good game, I think, for Brentford, especially for Tony and in Webber and other sort of other Brentford players. So Tony is definitely one to target just for the fixture run that he has, and also with his statistics already, 1 goal already and 2 assists. That's pretty good for Tony as well, for starting in the Premier League. And he's also on penalties, which is an added bonus too. But yeah, Tony is looking good for the next 5 fixtures coming up, and I do highly recommend. I would do it myself if I could. Is buy Tony.
Yeah, I think he does look good. Brentford have started off the season quite well as well, quite impressive, especially last week, and the fixtures look good. So yeah, we like Tony, so he's definitely one that we'd be looking to bring in ahead of Game Week 3. So let us know what you guys think of our picks so far. Will you guys agree with us or disagree with us? Do let us know. We've also got FPL Penguin, who says hi, and then Smurf as well. So thank you, boys, for the chat. Let's move on to the next player that is on our list, and these guys we're moving on to the players that we recommend that you sell this game week. And the first guy on the list is Leon Bailey of Aston Villa that we recommend that you potentially look at selling for game week 3. Now, he's obviously has 2 appearances this season. One was off the bench, so he was benched obviously the game week that just went, which was disappointing as both of us are Bailey owners ourselves. No goals, no assists, and if you look at the fixtures, it doesn't look great. Actually. So you've got Palace next, game week 3, and we know the way they played against Liverpool, that's not going to be an easy game. West Ham could be tough. I know they haven't won yet, but it's not an easy game. Arsenal look good. Man City in game week 6 and Leicester game week 7. So I'd probably be looking to get rid of someone like Bailey. We'll come on to obviously Luca Dean as well. These type of Aston Villa assets. If you did go with Aston Villa, there was a few people that on Matty Cash on Aston Villa defenders as well. I'm not too I wasn't sold on them, and I think Bailey is one that he was 5 million. We wanted to take that cheap punt on him, and he hasn't really paid off. And I think he's definitely one that in my personal team I'm looking somehow to get rid of. It's just there's not many great options around that price range, which makes it difficult unless I downgrade other players in my team. But he's definitely one that I'd probably be looking to sell. And obviously there are options, a few options in his price range, not a lot. You've got Gordon if he doesn't move to Chelsea, 5.5 million. There's Gray at Everton. There's Neto if you want to go for Pedro Neto and that same price bracket, or 5.5. But yeah, all in all, there's not many good options. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Bailey. He hasn't really paid off that risk that we took, but because he looked good in preseason, but you look at his underlying numbers, they don't look good either. 0.03 expected goals per 90, and then his expected assists 0.22, which isn't too bad. But with the fixtures coming up, I think he's an easy sell for me if you can get rid of him. What do you reckon, Jordan?
Yeah, Bailey's just been disappointing these first 2 game weeks with no returns at all, and only getting, I think, a total of 3 points in 2 game weeks, where obviously he played the first game week and then the second one he was benched and then came on, and whereas he didn't get anything from that game and just got 1 point. So he hasn't really returned much from us owners in terms of matches he's played and minutes he's played, but his price is expected to fall tonight. So if you are willing to get rid of Bailey, you might have to do it by tonight. Otherwise, he'll be falling to 4.9 mil. And obviously, his ownership is dropping very quickly. As we see, it's 14% currently. It's probably dropped by the time we've done this video. But yeah, Bailey is set to drop price tonight as well. So if you want to save money on your team, you best probably sell him probably tonight if you are worried about the price and team value. But yeah, he is a player definitely that needs selling. It's just a problem of finding a player around his price margin, which is up to scratch and nail to play. I mean, if you decide to keep Bailey, I mean, I would sell him off and give him until game week 5, just before game week 5, after he's played West Ham. I think definitely sell him then, because then the fixture swing is in play, and that's when Aston Villa fixtures get really tough, and it does look like Bailey is going to get anything from those hard fixtures. I'd be very surprised, as he hasn't already got them from the easy fixtures that Aston Villa have had in terms of difficulty rating. So yeah, that Bailey, if you do decide to sell him today or next game week or game week 4, he is definitely a sell for us.
Yeah, I think Bailey, he's one that I'm looking to bring out my team. It's just I'm not sure if I will wait for the price drop. I'll probably have to do it. I'll probably just let the price drop, because I actually don't really know yet what I'm going to do with my team. So I'll have to wait and see. Maybe tomorrow I decide. But yeah, if his price is dropping, then yeah, his ownership's at 14% as well. So it's quite high for 5 million mid. But yeah, let's move on now. So that he's the first player on the list as a sell. And the second player on our list that we recommend you sell is his teammate, and that is Philippe Coutinho. Philippe Coutinho's ownership is now at 10.2%. I believe it was about 16% in game week 1. I believe near 20%. So it's come down a considerable amount. He has dropped in price, I believe, a few days or weeks ago. He's at now 6.9 million. Also, 2 appearances this season, no goals, no assists, and his numbers look pretty poor, if we're being honest. Expected goals per 90 at 0.06, and his expected assists at 0.02. And the same it's the same with Bailey. You look at their fixtures, don't really inspire you with much confidence. The way Aston Villa have started the season haven't been great. They don't look particularly good going forward. They don't look great defensively. And yeah, they're just a bit of a. I think they'll trust one of those teams that we probably don't really want to have too many of their players in our team at the moment. And I think Villa, maybe after game week 7, they come into our thoughts again. But for now, we'll have to wait and see how Villa do. But for me, Coutinho is another sell this week, and I think you could probably use that 6.9, 6.9 million better elsewhere, like maybe downgrade to a Martinelli. Martinelli was 1 million cheaper than Coutinho at the start of the game, so I just think there's more value to be had. I think 7 million Coutinho is not really the best use of your budget at the moment. Now that could change if Villa pick up form, but for now, I think we're better off without Coutinho. So that's just my quick opinion on it. I think we'll probably get out of the Aston Villa midfield at the moment. Would you agree, Jordan?
Yeah, absolutely. And also to add on to that point for Aston Villa, they have numerous injury issues currently, and Coutinho is one of them. He has a muscle injury. It's probably not serious, but he is flagged as yellow on the website for Fantasy. But also, to add to that list is Matty Cash, and I think Diego Carlos as well, who is undergoing surgery, I believe. The other day I saw in the news. So Aston Villa itself is having too many issues for, I'll say, any cohesion in the team to get going, especially with those injuries on top of that. It's going to make Gerrard very difficult to choose who he plays now in the team, because obviously he's lost a lot of valuable players in the team. So it's going to degrade Aston Villa's play in terms of matches, especially against Crystal Palace and West Ham, and then Arsenal, Man City. I mean that one, that might be a hefty score against Aston Villa, and with Coutinho, not sure when he's going to come back. He won't be playing in the Crystal Palace one potentially. He's definitely a sell, and with no returns either, 0 goals, 0 assists, and yeah, it's just not looking good for Coutinho at the moment, unfortunately, and for Aston Villa overall. And obviously with the price drop as well, it's, if you still had him, it's a bit of a disappointment, losing that bit of money as well. And obviously his ownership halved almost from game week 1 to now. So a lot of people are getting rid of him very quickly. So he potentially might drop again in price soon. But yeah, Coutinho is definitely a sell for me, and I think Aston Villa assets are not in the frame of mind at the moment.
Okay, so there you go. That is our thoughts on Coutinho and Villa in general. Let's move on to the players now that we recommend that you should hold on to and not maybe get rid of your team. So the first player that we recommend you hold on to and don't do anything knee jerk is Robertson. He's the first one. So Robertson, 2 appearances this season, no goals, no assists, no clean sheets as well, which is quite surprising. Liverpool played Fulham game week 1, Palace game week 2, and they conceded goals in both those games, which isn't like Liverpool, against those, type of teams. Not to be disrespectful to Palace and Fulham, they played very well, but you look at Liverpool's fixtures, they've got Man United in game week 3, which, I don't know how that game's going to turn out. Maybe Liverpool don't keep a clean sheet because obviously, if anyone's been keeping up, Liverpool are struggling at the moment with injuries. I think Nathaniel Phillips played yesterday. So Gomez is injured. Konate is injured. Matip's injured. So Liverpool are down to, their 5th choice centre-back playing along Van Dijk. So maybe that comes into our thinking. But I think with Robertson, I still think he's a hold. I have him personally in my team, and I think it's too early to talk about getting rid of him. Maybe if you wanted to downgrade him to a cheap 4 million defender to get a better attacker in, you could think about that. But I think for now, Robertson for me is still a hold. I think the fixtures still look good. Bournemouth, Everton, Wolves. I know Liverpool have had a pretty disappointing start to the season and conceding in both games. But I still believe Robertson's a good choice, and he will get clean sheets in those next 5, and I think he will pick up the odd assist. So yeah, for me, he's a personal hold, and I think obviously his ownership is also 10.7%, so it's not come down too much, but he has got quite a flurry of transfers out, especially after the performance yesterday. But I'm still going to be patient on Robertson for at least another few more weeks. There was a debate about Diaz, Robertson, obviously, and Diaz owners are actually winning at the moment because obviously Diaz did get the goal yesterday. 9 points for Diaz. Obviously, Robertson got, I think, a 1 point or 2 pointer. So obviously Diaz is up on that. But when you bring in a player like that, you want to see how they do over slightly of a medium long term. So for me, Robertson is a hold, and I wouldn't be getting rid of him just yet. Would you agree, Jordan? If you had Robertson, do you think it's maybe just knee jerking if we just remove him now after getting him in?
No, I don't think so. I think it's definitely worth keeping Robertson because obviously we know the capabilities of Liverpool keeping clean sheets. It's just at the moment they're a bit of a struggle at the moment. I think that is down to the injuries, obviously, in the team, but they will bounce back. Obviously, they're not serious injuries that players have; they're minor, and these players will return. And I do think when they do return, Robertson will pay off in terms of returns, like goals, assists, and clean sheets. If you do have him as a owner, I do think he's worth keeping, hanging on to, especially for Man United. I think, despite Liverpool having his injuries and players missing out, that shouldn't really be a difficult fixture for Liverpool, especially the way Man United are playing at the moment. They're in a very
Yeah.
dark place at the moment, and it's not looking
Liverpool are
good.
struggling as well at the moment with no wins in two, but it'll be interesting
Yeah.
because one team will be winless come next week in the first three.
Yeah, it will be an interesting match, but I'm pretty sure Liverpool keep a clean sheet against Man United. I mean, you got hope so for Man United. They're in a bit of a pickle, and then obviously after that they got Bournemouth home, which you would think
Yeah.
Liverpool keep a clean sheet against Bournemouth. Not to be offensive to Bournemouth, they're a really good team, and I've proven that winning 2-0 against Aston Villa, and then Newcastle might be a more challenging fixture for them. But it gets more easy after Newcastle goes back to Everton and then Wolves at home. So the fixtures do look good on paper for Robertson and for Liverpool in general. I mean, if you compare it to getting rid of Trent, no one's getting rid of Trent, so it's like similar to Robertson. You won't really get rid of Robertson as
Mm.
he will get returns similar to what Trent would normally get. So, and in this season, I do think he's going to be a real good asset. Nonetheless, him having no returns so far from goals or assists, it's just Liverpool having a bit of issues at the moment. But Liverpool find a way at the end of the day. We've seen it before. The magic of Anfield, it does flurry
Yeah.
a lot.
I, I plan to just say I plan to hold on to Robertson. I think he is a hold for me just now. I think if we do get rid, I think it's just too short term, especially with the fixtures coming up. Bournemouth, Everton, Wolves. But if you want to get rid of Robertson to maybe like I said, upgrade to another area of the pitch, maybe you want to get in a Diaz or I don't know whoever you want. But if you've got five at the back, I'd just play it safe and hold on to him for a bit longer. Also, guys, I just want to say if you are just joining the stream now, please don't forget to drop a like on the video and also subscribe if you are new around here. It really helps the channel grow. So yeah, guys, please don't forget to drop a like and also subscribe if you're new. We've got Jake in the comments says, yes, guys, how are you today? We're doing very well, mate. Hope you're all
All
right.
good.
Simi Sunshine says Maguire and Lingard essential at the moment. I think he's joking about Maguire there. And Rap God says, just join the stream. Do you think replacing Son with De Bruyne is good for now? Yeah, I think that could be good. Yeah, I'd potentially look at doing that. I really like De Bruyne at the moment. He looks very good, and Man City look very good. So yeah, I wouldn't be against that move. So yeah, definitely. But yeah, let's move on to the next player, guys, on the list that we recommend you should hold on to, and that is Saka. Now, Saka obviously is an 8 million midfielder, and there are a lot of options in that 8 million bracket. His ownership is at 19.3%, and he has dropped quite a bit recently. But, 2 appearances, he hasn't scored yet, which I think is frustrating Saka owners because they're seeing Martinelli, who's 2 million cheaper, and he's got, double his goals pretty much. So I think that's frustrating people that have Saka. But, his underlying numbers, not the worst. I mean, he's nailed. He could potentially take a penalty if they get a penalty. For obviously, as we know, last season he was on penalties, so maybe that does change with Jesus. We're not so sure. But if I had Saka, I will still be patient with him. I think fixtures, as we mentioned, same as Martinelli, they look very good. They got Bournemouth, they got Fulham, they got Villa, Man U, and Everton. So if you bought Saka in, I'd give him a few more weeks. Martinelli got the goals in the first 2 game weeks, but doesn't mean Martinelli is going to outscore Saka forever. Saka will come back with goals. So I wouldn't be too worried as a Saka owner. I'd just give him a bit more time and look to hold probably. I think with his fixtures, you don't really be wanting to take him out. And in any scenario, I'd be looking to bring Martinelli in and triple upping on Arsenal at the moment with Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus. So that's just my opinion. I wouldn't be getting rid of Saka if I had him. Probably, I think there's probably unless your team is perfect and you have nothing else to do and you can make a luxury move, Saka out, something like that. But with the fixtures, I wouldn't be getting rid of Saka. What's your opinion anyway, Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit shocked because Saka is the 6th most transferred out player this game week so far. I think around 230,000 people have transferred out Saka, and I feel like that's crazy at the fixtures that Arsenal have and the way they're playing. I mean, Bournemouth away, and then Fulham home. You got 2 newly promoted team fixtures that Arsenal have, and the way Arsenal are playing, you're going to assume Saka's going to get something sooner or later. It's just like when Jesus blanked in game week 1. Some people transferred him out thinking, oh, he's not going to get anything. Let's just transfer him out straight away. It's similar to Saka. He hasn't got anything apart from 1 assist so far. But you're going to get something from Saka, obviously. He's a talented player. I feel like he's just been unlucky because there's so many goal threats from Arsenal now, like Martinelli, Jesus, and other midfielders in the team. I think Saka's just been unfortunate just by getting 1 assist so far. But he's doing better than other midfielders who haven't got any returns so far. And with the way Arsenal are playing and their fixture run, I do think definitely Saka is a hold. His price isn't going to rise. It's not going to drop. It's sort of neutral at the moment at 8 million. So definitely Saka is a hold. His ownership has drastically dropped below 20% now, just edging 19.3. And I do think there is more to come from Saka, like we saw with Jesus in game week after game week 1. Jesus scored 2 goals and got 2 assists. I mean, Saka could easily do that against Bournemouth or Fulham. So I will be definitely hold on to Saka for the long term if I had him.
Yeah, I agree. I think Saka will have to wait and see how he does. So yeah, let's not like just go crazy and rip up our teams. Like these are good players, they've got good fixtures, and I think we'll have to wait and see. We bought in these players for 5, 6, 7 game weeks, not for 1 or 2. So that's just how I feel about these players. But yeah, let's move on now to the players that we recommend that you should ignore. So these are the players that we're not looking at for this week, bringing in. But if you have them, potentially you could just maybe bench or something like that. So yeah, the first player that we recommend you ignore this week for a transfer in, and that is Trippier. He's had 2 appearances this season. Obviously, Newcastle are playing pretty well. They have kept a clean sheet, I believe in game week 1. So no goals, no assists for Trippier so far. But the reason why we say we'd ignore him for this week is purely down to the fact that he's got Man City next up. So this week, Man City isn't a great fixture. Then he's got Wolves, which might be good, and then Liverpool in game week 5. Also another tough fixture for Newcastle. Even though I think the way Liverpool are playing, obviously right now is not the best, but you still would say it's a tough fixture. So yeah, their fixtures don't look great in the next 3. I know it's a short. Maybe you can wait till game week 5 if you don't have Trippier. If you do have Trippier already, as does Jordan, maybe you can just bench him this week, and then hopefully you've got another defender that you can play instead of him. But he's not a priority transfer that I'd be looking to bring in if I needed to get a defender in. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Trippier. His price is 5 million. His ownership has gone up though in recent times. I think he is quite highly transferred in at the moment, which I'm a bit surprised because I don't expect Newcastle to keep a clean sheet against Man City. So yeah, it is a bit surprising that he's so highly owned highly transferred in this week. So yeah, what do you make of a Trippier, Jordan, as an owner? Are you going to play him this week, or do you plan to bench him?
I think the plan is to bench him obviously this week because Man City is a difficult fixture, as mentioned. Even though Newcastle are home, we have seen the form of Man City and obviously what they're capable of as a team, especially with the new transferred in Haaland. I think it is going to be difficult for Newcastle to keep a clean sheet in that game, and I'll be very surprised. Despite the way Newcastle are playing, I think from that last game against Brighton, where it finished 0-0, it was a bit concerning at times for Newcastle whether they were going to keep a clean sheet or not. But I think from Man City point of view, I think, yeah, he is a bench option. But in terms of if you're buying him, I would definitely ignore bringing in Trippier for that fixture. As mentioned, it is probably best to bring him in game week 6 when the fixture swing has turned back to easy mode for Newcastle. And obviously, if you've got him already, I would probably bench him unless you're brave enough to play him against Man City, which I am not. But his price is set to rise very soon. He will be 5.1 mil. I think that's maybe why the ownership of Trippier has risen a lot, because there's almost 100,000 people that bought in Trippier this game week so far. And yeah, he's risen over 20% now. He's at 21.6%. Maybe that is because due to his price rise is going to be very soon. Maybe that's the reason why. Otherwise, difficulty for the fixture is not very promising for Newcastle. But yeah, he's definitely an ignore player, and I will personally be benching him in game week 3.
Yeah, I echo those same words. I think if you have him already, he's a good player, obviously, to have at 5 million, but he's not someone I'd be looking to bring in maybe this week just because of the fixtures. Got a few more comments coming in. Got Jake says, should I get Luke Shaw? I think he's joking about that. As an Arsenal fan,
I've seen so many Man United comments.
Yeah, David says wise words on Robertson and Saka. And Manish also is in the chat. He says, is it worth to sell Ramsdale for Sanchez at wildcard? If you're wildcarding this week, I'd actually be tempted to go with someone like Raya, potentially. Raya's at 4.5 as well. And if I showed you earlier, the Brentford fixtures look really good as well. So you could go Raya. But yeah, it could be worth it, to be fair. I have Ramsdale myself, and if I was wildcarding, maybe you could go without him. So yeah, I wouldn't be against it, no. See, I think it could be good. Let's move on now to the final player that is on the list as an ignore. And that is Trippier's teammate, and that is Fabian Schär. Now, I put Fabian Schär in this list because he's already just had a price rise, I believe. I think last night.
Yeah, I think he risen in price last night. So he's...
yeah, which I mean, he did get the goal. Was it on the weekend he scored? Was it or game week 1? I can't remember.
I think it was game week 1.
Yeah, so
Schär scored.
So Fabian Schär has had a price rise, and he's had a lot of transfers in. I haven't checked exactly how many transfers in, but he's had quite a considerable amount. Do you know the amount? I'm just going to check right now. Fabian Schär.
I think it's much lower than Trippier's.
Yeah, I think it is lower than Trippier's, but I know it's still fairly high. He's had 167,000 transfers in this week so far, and he plays Man City next, which I am a bit surprised, and I don't really understand why. I think it's because he did score that goal in game week 1, so he got a 15-point haul in game week 1. So 15-point haul, and then he goes and gets another clean sheet in game week 2. So 2 clean sheets on the bounce at 4.5 million. I can see why people would be attracted, but I just think ahead of game week 3, maybe it's not the best. As we mentioned, the same with Trippier is because the fixtures are quite tough. I know they've kept 2 clean sheets in game week 1 and 2, but I don't really see them keeping a clean sheet against Man City and even Liverpool. So that's the same stuff we said about Trippier applies to Schär. Yeah, the reason he's on the list is obviously he's got nearly 200,000 transfers in. So yeah, I think it's quite a lot, but obviously there's people out there that do like Schär as a transfer. So yeah, but for us, he is an ignore this week, and that is all the players now that we've picked. So let's just run back our list from the top. So for anyone that is joining, this is the buy, sell, hold, and ignore series where we give you transfer tips on 2 players they should buy, 2 players you should sell, 2 players you should hold on to, and then 2 players you should ignore. So the first 2, Martinelli and Tony, were buys. Leon Bailey and Coutinho were sells. Robertson and Saka are the 2 players you should hold, and then you should ignore Trippier for this week, as well as Fabian Schär. So those are the 8 players. And yeah, guys, do drop in the comments and let us know what you think of our picks. Do you agree? do disagree. We'll be interested to know. And if you are watching it back afterwards, after we've gone live, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And if you guys do enjoy the type of content, please guys do drop a like on the stream. It really, really helps our channel grow. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss when we go live. So yeah. If anyone's got any more questions, we've got one more question here actually. Vaybab, welcome to the channel. Haven't seen you for a while. He said, should I bench Robertson? No points, 2 matches. I wouldn't be benching Robertson. No way. It's like I saw a few people benching James against Tottenham, and I thought that was a bit mad as well. I just think with these premium defenders, I would never bench any of them. I just think even if they play Man United or Man City, or it's very rare I'd bench a Trent even if he's got a Man City or Robertson. I just wouldn't do it personally. I just think they're so good. Even if they don't keep a clean sheet, they can pick up 2 bonus points and an assist, and then they get a good score at the end. So now I wouldn't bench Robbo. I think you've got to play him. If you're not happy with Robbo, then maybe look to transfer him out and use your funds elsewhere. I just think you don't really bench premium defenders, no matter the fixture. And he hasn't got a bad fixture, has he? Man United.
Yeah, Man United fixture. I mean, it's not really, it's a red on difficulty rating, but I don't think that is a red at the moment. And let's be honest, we're not benching any Liverpool players at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't be benching Robbo. That's just my opinion. Nanjay said, should I sell Dalot for a hit? I don't know if it's for a hit, but yeah, I'd definitely be looking to get rid of Dalot personally. I just think Man United's defense doesn't look great. They don't they just conceded 4 to Brentford. But yeah, I'd definitely be looking to get rid of him. But I don't know if it will feel a hit. Maybe you can bench him this week if you've got nothing else, and maybe take him out as a free transfer. But if you think you need to do it for a hit, then yeah, but I probably would get rid of him.
Yeah, I wouldn't be having any Man United players on my starting 11 pitch if I did. Not the way that they're playing.
Yeah, well, next Monday. So what? It's Man United Liverpool, isn't it? Next Monday. So that will be interesting to see who takes the 3 points. Obviously, both teams haven't won a game yet, so big one ahead of us for next week, game week 3. I am looking forward to game week 3. Obviously, we are back again with another stream, guys, on Thursday. So do join us on Thursday as we do go live, and that will be the team selection video. So yeah, guys, ring the notification bell and subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on our content on Thursday. So yeah, as you know, always Tuesday we stream, Thursday we stream, and then Saturday is normal where we do the deadline stream. So yeah, guys, we will probably wrap the stream up here now. Any more comments I miss?
Vaybab's prediction.
Prediction in FPL point of view for United Liverpool. It's hard to say at the moment because Liverpool have a lot of injuries and they don't look great at the moment. Liverpool. I know Liverpool played quite well. If anyone watched the game, they did play quite well second half, especially when Nunes got sent off. They played better with 10 men than they did in 11 men. But it's hard to give a prediction. I think Salah, I think he's still a decent captain option. You know, we need captain for game week 3 guide, I guess. Yeah, we will be back, guys, again, like I said, on Thursday, where we give you a proper rundown for game week 3 and talk about captain options. But for now, just very briefly, I do still believe Salah is a good captain option for game week 3 because Nunes is now red carded. So Nunes is going to miss the next 3 games. That makes Salah an even bigger, a better option because the goals are going to be solely relying on Salah now more, because Liverpool, as we know, Firmino is injured as well. So maybe he might miss game week 3. So it looks like Salah is going to have to carry the burden up front, and I still believe he's the main man at Liverpool, regardless of Nunes coming in. And I think Salah's a good option. Jesus looks good with his Bournemouth fixture. I think those are going to be the 2 popular picks. And let's not forget, guys, Salah did score a hat trick at Old Trafford last season. So, and Man United haven't really, they look worse than they do they like right now than they did back then. So, yeah, I wouldn't be against Salah. I think we will be doing a proper preview for that game. So, we'll come back on Thursday with that. So do watch out for the show on Thursday, Vaybab, and I'll hope to see you then. David Hamill also says, appreciate the advice as always, gents. We really appreciate your support, David. And happy to give our advice. If you guys enjoy it, then why not?
Thanks, David.
Jack Grealish says selling Mahrez yet, Jordan. I think
earlier on I did tweet out on our the FPL Duo Twitter that I was going to transfer out Mahrez for Martinelli, and I have confirmed that. But if you want to check that out, you can follow us on Twitter at the FPL Duo, and you'll see my tweet there, and obviously our channel on there too. And yeah, follow us if you haven't followed us already, Jack Grealish. But yeah, I have sold Mahrez. that was kind of a relief.
Yeah, Mahrez, one of those where it's worth to take the risk, but yeah, sometimes doesn't pay off, I guess, sometimes. And then he says Martinelli hype train. There you go. Martinelli. There's a lot of Martinelli fans in here. And let's see if he can keep up the points in Game Week 3. And Bournemouth, what a better game to start, I guess, for Arsenal. But yeah, guys, we are going to wrap the stream up now. Thanks for everyone that has joined the stream. Thanks everyone for all the chat, the comments, and it's been a decent chat. It's been a good stream. And yeah, guys, we'll be back again for another stream, as I say, on Thursday with the team selection. So yeah, Thursday it is, and then that's the next time we hope to see you guys. We'll quickly answer this, Jordan. I've got another question for you. What are you doing with the spare 2 million?
That is to be told in the team selection video. You'll see in that video on Thursday what I'm doing with the spare 2 million, David.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Jordan leaving us with some suspense regarding his transfers. So we'll have to wait and see, guys, what he does on Thursday with the move. I don't even know what he's doing at the moment. I don't know what I'm doing myself with my transfers actually as well, because I've got 2 free transfers. At the moment, I don't actually have a clue what I'm going to do with it. So yeah, Game Week 3 is going to be interesting because I feel like people are going to make a lot of different changes and it might sway and break the template. So I'm excited for that. And yeah, guys, we hope to see you Thursday. And this has been the FPL Duo. Please, guys, don't forget to drop a like on the video and also subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. We're very, very close to 400 subscribers last time I checked. If you can, share this video on your social media, on your Twitter, on whatever you Instagram, whatever you use. So yeah, do share this if you have a friend. Send the video to a friend if you can. And yeah, hopefully we see you guys on Thursday. So that's it from me and Jordan. We hope to see you soon, and take care, guys, and peace out.
Yeah, take care, guys. See you Thursday.
Peace.